to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. You're the question, you're the answer. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. You're the question, you're the answer. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring me out of my time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time.
A very good evening. Welcome to World Cup 2026 live here in LFS for our second group games of Group K. And our first game of the day sees Portugal take on Uzbekistan in Houston. A Portugal side who drew their opener against DR Congo. I know this one is probably a must win if they're to chase Colombia down for top spot in this group. Uzbekistan, who lost out 3-1 to Colombia in the first group game, have their first ever goal of the tournament, but want their first ever point, and an upset against Portugal would certainly go down as one of the biggest of the tournament so far. Let's have a look at over the night, the results overnight. France, after what was a dramatic game, not on the pitch for most of it, in terms of the weather delay, the first game at this World Cup that has been in problem with weather. So some thundery storms around Philadelphia last night saw that game suspended for over 2 hours before it got back underway. It was half-time when the delay was initiated. Kylian Mbappe had France 1-0 up from that first half. They came back out belatedly in the second, 2 hours and 10 minutes after the first half finished, and it completed the game. Mbappe got his second, his fourth of the tournament, and Ousmane Dembele his first at an international tournament finals to make it 3-0 to France, and another win for the Group I leaders, who are being chased down though by the other top performer in Group I, Norway, who edged out Senegal in their Group I tie. This one much closer than the France-Iraq one. 3-2 it finished between Norway and Senegal. Pedersen opened the scoring. Then it was 2-0 to Norway when Erling Haaland got his first of the game after a brace for himself in the opening match. That's his now third and then fourth goals. Ismail Assar got it back to 2-1 on 53. Then it was 3-1. Erling Haaland once again making it 3-1 to Norway before Ismail Assar on the score sheet again to close the gap, but not enough for Senegal to claim a point there, without a point after their first two group games. And it will now come down to the final group game to decide who will be the top two and in what order the bottom two will be in, and whether one of them could snatch a last third spots. Also overnight in Group J, that is Argentina's group. Argentina, of course, who we watched, beat Austria 2-0 last night. Algeria got themselves on the mark. A 2-1 win over Jordan. Jordan edged out in both of their opening games, so not the results that they would have wanted. Al Rashdan, his goal, opened the scoring for Jordan, but Algeria turned it around Bambouali and Guiri with the 2 goals, giving Algeria the 2-1 victory. But for this one tonight, it's Portugal against Uzbekistan in Houston, and then we head to Foxborough in Boston to see England take on Ghana a little later on. That's at 9 o'clock tonight. Let's have a look at the 2 teams for this one, starting with Portugal, and Diogo Costa starts in goal. João Cancelo starts at right back. Ruben Dias comes into the side after he missed the opening game due to a knock. Renato Veiga and Nuno Mendes continue in their places in the back line. Vitinha and João Neves are alongside Bruno Fernandes in midfield. João Neves, who scored the Portuguese goal to give them the opener at this tournament against DR Congo. That was quickly equalised by DR Congo. In further forward, Neto and João Felix are the wingers, with, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo continuing in his place up front for Portugal. José Sá, Silva, Dalot, Inácio, Nunes, Semedo, Araujo, Bernardo Silva, Conceição, Ruben Neves, Samu, Trincão, Guedes, Ramos and Leao, all on the Portuguese bench. Well, for Uzbekistan, a disappointing opening game, but a chance to maybe cause an upset. And Portugal haven't been the most prominent in front of goal in this tournament so far, certainly not from their first game. What can the Uzbekistan players do? Nemetov is in goal. A back 5 of Karimov, Kusanov, Abdullayev, Ashurmatov, Nazrulev are the back 5. Shakurov and Kamrobakov are the midfield 2. Faizulayev, who scored their first ever World Cup goal, he starts further forward with Ganayev, and the centre forward of Shurmuradov starts up front. It's Portugal against Uzbekistan in Group K. Both sides need points, and quickly, if they're to progress. Portugal know if they want to chase Colombia, they have to win this game. We're about to get underway. They've sped it up to get us underway right on time, bang on the top of the hour. And it is Uzbekistan that get us off and running here in Houston. Portugal, who were held to a 1-1 draw in Game 1, and Uzbekistan, who were beaten 3-1 in their opener. Means it's Colombia who have top spot coming into these games in Group K. Portugal know that a win is surely a must, considering they play Colombia in their 3rd group game. That could be a real blockbuster, depending on the results of the matches we'll see now, and of course overnight, with Colombia playing in the early hours of the morning against DR Congo. Fascinating group this is. It's always fascinating when the favourite or the top team doesn't start in the way that you expect them to with a win, and they kind of just struggle to get open in the tournament. That's kind of what happened with Portugal in their opening game. They struggled to really put DR Congo to the sword, and a really inspired performance from the African nation. And now they're facing another newer side, shall we say, the first Central Asian side, Uzbekistan, to ever qualify for the World Cup. Of course, so this is their debut campaign at the World Cup. Here's João Cancelo, gives it out to the right hand side for Pedro Neto. Vitinha to Cancelo, and swung across. That one was dangerous from Fernandes. This time, though, cleared by the centre-back Abdulkadir Kushanov, of course, who you will know if you're a fan of the Premier League or Manchester City, the City centre-back, a leading defender in this Uzbekistan team. Opportunity here for Portugal. Nice little flick, and the shot off balance from Bruno Fernandes is over the top. I think it took a deflection on the way through, though, but dangerous from Portugal. It's from the throw-in, bounces to the byline. Really good take on his left from Pedro Neto, and as he cuts it back, Bruno Fernandes run about the penalty spot, just leaning back, loses his balance, and it took a deflection. In any case, it will get Portugal the corner, which João Cancelo will take. Short. Neto, Fernandes, Cancelo, near to the near post, but Vitinha couldn't do anything with it, and that's chased down by Renato Vega, who was pressing the midfielder Shakurov. Nuno Mendes to take the throw in here. Strong start from Portugal, who've been on top so far. Already looked dangerous with a big chance for Bruno Fernandes. Well, the expectation coming into this one from the vast majority will be that Portugal will win this game, and then it will be all on Colombia to try and go out and beat DR Congo before the two meet on the final group game in what could be a blockbuster of a finish to the group. That's a lovely ball. Mendes trying to swing it in. Ronaldo was the target and he couldn't quite reach it. Wonderful cross by Nuno Mendes, and Ronaldo says he was just a whisker away from getting on the end of that one. Beautiful cross by the PSG fullback. That's just a half. I mean, it's barely a half yard away from Cristiano Ronaldo. It is centimetres at most. Massive opportunity early doors for Ronaldo, who struggled in that opening game against DR Congo to really impose himself or to cause much of a threat in the final third. It wasn't, though, all on him. It seemed to be a bit of a problem for Portugal as a whole, really, to garner some major chances against their opposition. Already at the start of this one, had some dangerous opportunities and some really good crosses. Nice work between the lines here. Fernandes spinning away from the pressure. Whips it in. Dealt with there by Ashuramatov. They'll get the throw in there. Just short of 5 minutes gone. It's been all Portugal pressure. Over 90% of the ball so far, and that's nicely done there by the wide player Ganiev. We see the Fernandes effort again. He was just off balance, but as we see it, sliding strike. Just clips off the defender, who sees it over the crossbar. As the Uzbek captain Eldor Shurmurodov is penalised for a foul as he tried to break in behind the 30-year-old striker from Istanbul, Başakşehir, in Turkey, of course. Beautiful ball swung out by Vitinha, out for Pedro Neto to chase. Back to João Cancelo. He's going to take on a couple. Swings it across, and that's a wonderful goal from Cristiano Ronaldo. Pinpoint perfect onto the right foot of Ronaldo, and Portugal lead. Beautiful cross from João Cancelo, and wonderfully dispatched by Ronaldo. It's been a tough start to the tournament for one of the world's greatest, but that one might have just got him going. Might have just rocketed Portugal into a wonderful start here in this one. Well, all the doubters emerged after the 1-1 draw with DR Congo. Well, they are hiding back in their cubby holes again, because Cristiano Ronaldo does it again. I mean, really nice work from João Cancelo. Takes on two, not enough pressure on the ball from the defenders. It just allows the cross, but the stretch, the acrobatics to reach behind him and strike it so cleanly. Seen it so many times before, and that is why he's in the team. That is why he's their centre forward. And the celebrations from the Portuguese players is really a message to how important Cristiano Ronaldo still is to this Portugal team. 41 years old and still doing it at the top level. Portugal 1, Uzbekistan 0. But they scored early in their game against DR Congo. I don't want to ruin the fun, but he did They did score early, and it came back to bite them. And we'll hope that they've learnt from that, and they can build off that early goal for Ronaldo. Oh, he's trying to slide in there again. Goalkeeper there, Nematov, just clearing it away as they get some decent possession here. Uzbekistan. Fed down the right-hand side. It's a tough one to chase for Caoimhan. He was covered over by Renato Vega, and that's going to be a goal kick. No, I always knew it was going to be a difficult game for Uzbekistan to keep Portugal at bay. And we know, without a shadow of a doubt, what Cristiano Ronaldo provides on the international stage. That is his 144th international goal. That's the most by any player for a single for their country in world football history. Certainly as records show. In his 230th cap, goal number 144. Crucial goal early in this game for Portugal to really assert their dominance and control. That's a foul on João Felix by Caoimhan. He was upended there, João Felix. See it here, he just chested the ball down from the Mendes throw-in as he flicked it over the head of Caoimhan. Hughes back, right back. He's making sure he was getting no further away from him. And that's a foul, quite clearly, by Caoimhan. Just short of 10 minutes gone, and you kind of feel that if Portugal can maybe add another, this could be a really comfortable afternoon for them. That will be the crucial point. Can they find a second? And how soon can they find a second? Bruno Fernandes to take this free kick then, right around the byline. Almost like a mini corner from that sort of range. Bodies in and around the 6-yard area. Clipped in by Fernandes. Back post, punched away. There's a shot from range there from João Cancelo. He's cleared away. Cancelo on the ball here. Plays it back to Nuno Mendes as the two fullbacks combine. Wide to Fernandes, who was stopped there by Caoimhan. Mendes runs into Caoimhan there, who was, well, halted by João Felix. Will be a throw into Uzbekistan though. One throw down the line. Nice header by Mendes, but taken in by the Uzbek midfield. Only for a split second though, as Fernandes has it back. Vitinha. Ruben Dias. It was a miss for the opening game against DR Congo. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Vitinha. Spread out to the right hand side. Cancelo. Down the line to Pedro Neto. Inside to Fernandes. Vitinha. And Dias. Nice switch out to the right. Overstretched it though, Fernandes, and he's given it away a little cheaply here. But no room down the left hand side for Faizulayev. Abosbek Faizulayev, also from Istanbul Başakşehir. He's 22 years old, the left winger for Uzbekistan. Scored that goal in the 3-1 defeat against Colombia, the first for them. Cup. Of his career, he's only been in the senior squad twice in his career, in 2023 and now in 2026, and certainly putting up the numbers now. Faizulayev, 5 goals in his 20 caps. That's a lovely swung ball round the outside, but not enough to find the centre forward there. Shamuradov. A little bit better though from Uzbekistan. A dangerous moment there, and again I think he's the target. He's the man that they do need to find. Faizulayev down that left hand side. He can be the outball. Fernandez trying to swing it across first time. Dealt with by the Uzbek defenders, although given away in the foul right on the edge of the box. It's going to be a free kick and a yellow card as well for the defender. And it's Rusman on Ashurmatov. Ashurmatov with the yellow card. Right on the edge of the area. It is a foul, and it is just outside the box. As Ashurmatov gets a yellow card. They pull down on Pedro Neto. He says it was a penalty, but it was outside the box. Free kick then. Man, I wonder who's going to take this free kick for Portugal. And that man, look at the cameras. Look at the phones out recording this moment. He's already scored once, Cristiano Ronaldo. Bit of catching up to do if he wants to reach the heights of Messi at this World Cup so far. But if you were to question his ability, I wouldn't recommend it. He's got it in his locker. Can he unleash it once again? He seems to be the one ready. There's about 5 of them around it anyway. There's a 5-man wall is placed and a draft excluder as well. It looks like it is going to be Ronaldo to take. He's set and ready. Referee just sorting out 1 or 2 bits and pieces. So we see Pedro Neto, Ruben Dias and Renato Veiga, the 3 Portuguese players in the wall in front of the wall, but of course the referee telling them what they can and can't do from sort of range, but they're taking a long time. Referee for this one, Jalal Jaid. Just making sure no one's breaking the rules. Let's see. Ronaldo's ready. It's not going to be him. It's put in by Nuno Mendes. Perfect free kick. We all thought it was going to be Cristiano Ronaldo. And they done us all there. And Nuno Mendes fires it into the bottom left corner. I think even the Uzbekistan players were ready for it to be Cristiano Ronaldo. And maybe they use that to their favour, Portugal. Because Nuno Mendes has got a whip of a foot on him. And he certainly whipped that one in. Perfect. Perfect execution from Portugal. And not the best goalkeeping, but I think he was expecting it to come over the wall. And it just guided round the left-hand side of the wall by Nuno Mendes with the left boot. The keeper reacted late. And by that point it was already past him and into the nets. Portugal 2, Uzbekistan 0. And they've played some really smart football, Portugal. And that one is a class free kick. Portugal 2, Uzbekistan 0. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that was definitely something they had concocted before the game. They got a free kick in that sort of position. Everyone in world football thinks, yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo's going to take it. Use that to your advantage. And now you would be sure that they have. Well, here come Uzbekistan. The shot there. Well, saved by Diogo Costa. Trying to see who it was. The number 13, I think it was. Sherzod Nuzrulev, the left wing back that had that effort. And now the space for Portugal to break. That ball was bounced out of play. For a goal, for a throw-in down the line. As I was saying, a referee for this one from Morocco, Jalal Jaid. He was the referee for Germany's 7-1 win over Curaçao. Also here in Houston. Could he be about to referee another game where a big European side destroys a debutant at this World Cup? Bit of rinse and repeat on that front. Well, Nuno Mendes on the score sheet for only the second time in his international career. In his 45th cap for his country. No more for his assists rather than his out-and-out goals. Here he is again, Mendes. Does really well there in the 1v1 and runs into Karimov, who is going to be penalised again. Quick up to the referee to explain his choices there. Yeah, he did well there, Nuno Mendes. Beat past Karimov and he was not letting him pass. Well, he scored in Portugal's 2-2 draw over Spain, and ultimately that Nations League final that went to penalties. Nuno Mendes, that was his first for Portugal. The second has come in a game where they've been well on top, and after 20 minutes lead by 2-0 and what could be more on the horizon for Portugal. 3 players over this free kick: Nuno Mendes, Bruno Fernandes and Vitinha. Let's see. It is Bruno Fernandes. Feeds it down the line. Mendes goes unchallenged. Feeds it across, and too many bodies in white in the way. They see it away, but only as far as Fernandes again. Felix riding the challenge there off the full-back. Here comes Nuno Mendes again. Clips it across. Ronaldo was the target. Cleared away. Vitinha miscued his shot attempt. But no way out for Uzbekistan at the moment. Vitinha. Wide to Pedro Neto. Holding the width. Neto onto his left, then back onto his right. Breaking down the line. Neto crosses it deep. Well, too deep for Portuguese attackers. And Karimov gives it away to Fernandes. Now Felix with a quick feet. Back to Fernandes. Ronaldo, a little flick as Fernandes was fouled. That stopped the move, and Portugal will get another free kick. Another poor foul given away, this time by Abdullayev. Yeah, but this is where they're being caused so many problems. They haven't just been able to get out and get any sort of the real possession of the ball, Uzbekistan. They've been forced down this right-hand side and haven't been able to make it stick so far. Portugal have just kept the pressure on. And Bruno Fernandes to take this free kick. Fernandes going to the near post. There was 3 of them queuing up, but none of them could reach it. And now Uzbekistan want to spring away on the counter. That was quickly stopped and thwarted. And the captain there, Shamuradov, was questioning why he wasn't given a foul there by the Moroccan referee. See it again. There's nothing in that. It was just kind of shoulder-to-shoulder challenge with Joao Cancelo. It's definitely not a foul. That's going to be a hydration break as Fabio Cannavaro, the Uzbekistan head coach, frustrated As it stands, Portugal would be top of Group K, of course, before Colombia and DR Congo play a little later this evening. And it will all be pressure then on Colombia or DR Congo if either one of them want to push for top spot. That will be a cracking matchup. We'll show you the live table in a second when we have those facilities. There we have it. So as it stands, Portugal top of the group, Colombia in second as it stands, DR Congo in third, and Uzbekistan will be bottom of the group. Trying to figure out, I think if Uzbekistan lose this game, if Uzbekistan lose, they wouldn't be able to finish in the top two. They would only be able to try and scrape a best third if they were to beat DR Congo, but that would be eradicated if DR Congo get any more than a point. If they win their game against Colombia later, then Uzbekistan would be eliminated. If Portugal and DR Congo both win this afternoon, then Uzbekistan would be eliminated from the tournaments. Still a long way to go, but it has been Portugal control right the way through that has them commanding this game in Houston. Well, this stadium has been the stadium of some intriguing results to this point. Obviously, Portugal's 1-1 draw with DR Congo, Spain's 0-0 draw with Cape Verde. Hydration break will come to an end very shortly, but I mean, it's been a dominant start from Portugal. 80% possession, 6 shots, 2 on target, 2 goals. Uzbekistan have only had 20% of the ball, but they've had a shot. That was the shot on target from the fullback, Nazruliev. Other than that, they've barely been able to get out of their own final third, never mind their own half. Play about to restart here in Houston. A reminder for you that England against Ghana in Group L is a little later, the Gillette Stadium in Boston, home of the New England Patriots, of course. One of the most famous and successful institutions in American sports. And that game kicks off at 9 o'clock UK time tonight. I want to see a foul here for Uzbekistan. What they kind of need to do is just halt the momentum of Portugal, but at this stage, 2-0 down, it's going to be ever more difficult. Because even if you do stop Portugal, they've got a 2-goal cushion, so it'll be hard to get anything out of this game, even before the match kicked off. Now with a 2-goal disadvantage, you're going to be in a really difficult position. Almost impossible position to try and overcome this as Ruben Dias clears up the line. Nice challenge there by Nazruliev. Ultimately rolls out of play for Portugal to win the throw. Vitinha to Renato Veiga. Now Nuno Mendes. Veiga. There's a major difference in the support inside NRG Stadium. It is almost completely full of red. And I wouldn't be surprised if 80% of those have the number 7 on the back of the shirts. There's a switch ball here from Uzbekistan. Nice attempt, nicely won after two of the Portuguese players there, João Cancelo and Pedro Neto, kind of messed that one up. Getting some touches of the ball. Here's Caoimhan. Drifting into space here. He's got a bit of space to roam. Caoimhan cuts inside, plays it across to Kumurdakov. Right to the left-hand side. Nuzulayev. Cut back across. It was cleared away, but they've started to emerge into the game all of a sudden, Uzbekistan. Portugal have kind of stepped off since the hydration break. That's going to be a foul. Foul on by Vitinha on the number 9. Kamrobakov. Yeah, late lunge from Vitinha there, and Kamrobakov winning the foul. Normal to see a number 9 in central midfield. Albeit it's only shirt numbers nowadays, but still an awkward experience. Strange to see, but something completely unimportant. Vitinha. Back to Ruben Diaz under pressure. Here's João Cancelo, and he's beaten off the ball, and that's the shot! Oh, what a goal! That is incredible! What a finish from Azizjon Ganayev. Uzbekistan with an absolute perler into the top left corner. A rocket from the right winger. They're incessantly claiming a foul in the build-up, Portugal. But what a special moment for Uzbekistan. Azizjon Ganayev. We see Cancelo was challenged by Fuzulayev in the build-up. Is that enough for a foul? Yeah, he looked like he lunged a little late, didn't get to the ball, Fuzulayev, but if VAR ruled this out, spoiled sports, because that is an incredible finish. Beautiful. Although the referee is going to have a look, and I think this might get disallowed. I mean, it is a foul, but you don't want that to be disallowed because we've seen the goal. You don't want to see a goal like that ruled out, but by the letter of the law, it's definitely a foul on João Cancelo. But the referee didn't give it. Is it a clear and obvious error? Ganayev was the first one up to claim that his goal should still be there. So the referee asserting his control, and it's definitely going to be disallowed, you would expect. Final decision is a foul, so no goal. Well, a spoiled sport, let's say the very least. Ruins the fun. Ruins the fun. I mean, it's definitely a foul on João Cancelo, but it's not like he completely hacked him down. It's just a little bit of a late leg, maybe a clip on the leg, but it looked a little soft to me. But nonetheless, take nothing away from the finish. Absolutely incredible from Ganayev. His moment is taken away for a foul by Fuzulayev in the build-up. Well, that's a better moment though from Uzbekistan, who since the hydration break have been able to get onto the ball, have been able to pass it around with a bit more comfort than certainly they were able to in the first 20 minutes, but pressure's got a little better as they've won the ball back here on the right off Nuno Mendes. Karimov back to Abdulkadir Krushanov. Right to the left-hand side. That one's fed down for Nuzulayev, but not quite meeting him. They have to slide to keep it in there. That didn't quite stay in play. The referee, I think, is giving Portugal the throw. Izolayev is the one that he is pointing to. Is he saying handball? I mean, the referee keeps making hand signals. He actually has. He's given the foul for a handball against Portugal. Very confusing from the referee. Free kick to Uzbekistan. Izolayev, the one over it. 32.5 minutes gone. Portugal 2, Uzbekistan 0. After they thought they'd got a goal back, Uzbekistan through Ganayev. And they'll have an opportunity from a set piece. It's Ganayev to deliver. Swung in with a right foot, right to the back post. And that one's too deep. Trying to head it back across goal, but too deep for the midfielder there. Kamrobakov to get anything on the end of it. Well, this game has been very entertaining so far. Ronaldo with his moment. Another crazy moment from Portugal for the second goal from Nuno Mendes. Everybody thought Ronaldo would take the free kick. He ended up not taking it. Nuno Mendes did and caught everybody off guard. And the goal that wasn't a goal from Ganayev was a rocket. As we have to say there, Abdullayev took a very big risk against Joao Felix, apologies. Won the foul out of it, but wouldn't be doing that every day. And use a bit of skill against Joao Felix. The Mexican wave has found its way around the stadium. Nice hold up there from Shimurdakov. Bouncing ball in behind. Diogo Costa was a little bit hesitant, but in the end measured the bounce of the ball perfectly against Faizulayev. But a little bit more dangerous from Uzbekistan in the last 5-10 minutes. One or two little moments. And they've been able to compete 1v1 and get more pressure on the ball. Certainly in and out of possession, looking more of a threat. Ruben Dias to Renato Veiga. Down the line to Mendes. Back to Veiga. Mendes. A bit of a heavy ball across there. Picked up by Veiga again. Mendes on the inside. As he was doubly challenged there and won the free kick. Here's Pedro Neto up against Nuzalayev. Got back across and that was blocked and cleared away. He's had a difficult start to this game. Nazrulev. An opportunity here to break away from the captain, Shimurdakov. Zaniev was the target. Zaniev unable to get on the end of that one. Something to be a little bit more worried about from Portugal's point of view, but here they come on the breakaway. Fernandes down the left to Joao Felix, outside of the boot trying to cross it, and cleared away by Abdullayev. Shermatov was also in the mix there. Make it a bit more open, a bit more end-to-end. So it'll be a much more exciting game. Vitinha already has been into the storylines aspect as Ronaldo went down under a challenge. Referee had none of it. Says no, as Cristiano Ronaldo stays down. They're going to boot it away here, Uzbekistan, to allow... I thought they were going to allow Ronaldo to receive some treatment, but the referee calling him back to his feet. The Moroccan referee having absolutely none of that as a foul. Yeah, there's not really much in it, to be fair. Now those who were questioning whether Roberto Martinez would make the change for this game, swapping Ronaldo out for someone else in it, Gonzalo Guedes or Rafael Leao, etc. Well, he's been vindicated by keeping Ronaldo in the side, and he's been heavily involved in both of Portugal's goals. He scored the opener and gave us all the fake for the seconds that was put in by Nuno Mendes. That was a swiped effort by Renato Veiga. Again, a blind pass up the field, and that allowed Uzbekistan to win it back, and they've got a throw. down the rights. He's asking for a bit more passive play. Here's the manager there, Cannavaro. Held up well. And try and combine it across the front line there. Uzbekistan, it's given away and they've got the man advantage. Fernandez, Ronaldo, 3-0. Killer from Portugal on the break. Fernandez to Ronaldo. Portugal goal incoming. Cristiano with 2. And Portugal with 3. Whoever doubted him. Superstar-like stuff from Cristiano Ronaldo. And that is beautiful from Portugal. Again, it's a little bit open from Uzbekistan in possession. They give it away a little cheaply. And once the ball comes to Bruno Fernandes, they've got the man advantage on the counter. And he measures this ball in behind, splits the 2 centre-backs. And a wonderful run by Ronaldo, who gets his finish perfect into the far corner. I think he put a bit of spin on it too, Ronaldo, to curl it into the far corner. That is gorgeous. Portugal 3, Uzbekistan 0. They're running riot, Portugal. And that man, Cristiano Ronaldo, is back on form. And the smile on Roberto Martinez's face, I'm sure, will not dissipate anytime soon. Incredible. But you've got to say Portugal, I mean, I don't think DR Congo and Uzbekistan are comparable in terms of their quality levels, no disrespect to Uzbekistan, but if I'm being honest, Portugal were just lacking energy in that opening game. They were very slow, but they're moving it sharper, moving it quicker. The runners are looking so much more dangerous. In every aspect, Portugal look like they've upped their level massively. And that's when Cristiano Ronaldo becomes a threat, because everyone around him is playing better. And all you need to do is find him in the right spaces, and he will make the difference. But that's what they didn't do against DR Congo. And that's certainly what they're, without a doubt, doing here against Uzbekistan, as that's a lovely pass by Fernandez. Definitely taking it across the field. A miles better performance from Portugal, both individually and as a team. All over the pitch. It's been a difficult one for Uzbekistan, who in moments have had their threats and had their goal that was disallowed, albeit correctly via because of a foul in the build-up, but other than that they've struggled to test Portugal too much. And there's another lofted ball in behind. It's Felix across, whether he was going for a shot or a cross, nonetheless it didn't find its target, whatever he wanted there. Joao Felix, goal kick will come, but it was him and Ronaldo in behind. You'd think the square ball was the option. Kind of bouncing, he caught it on the rise, and that's what maybe saw it loop over the crossbar rather than find either Ronaldo or the back of the nets. Every time they break forward now, Portugal, you think they're at least going to test the goalkeeper, which is definitely not something you thought in that first game. DR Congo were comfortable in that first game. Uzbekistan looking much more vulnerable. Here is Ronaldo, a little deeper. Felix now trying to nutmeg his man. He couldn't quite squeeze it through the legs of the defender. Quickly retrieved by Renato Veiga. And they had a little bit of a rest, Portugal. Now they're right back on their high press and penning Uzbekistan into their own final third again. Right to Pedro Neto. Cancelo, Clifton. João Neves with the attempt there, but cleared away. That's where he could get any clean contact on the ball. Now a pretty happy Portuguese manager, I'm sure. He will know that his team are not only topping the group as it stands, but also would have the goal difference advantage. I know it's not done and dusted yet as the shot from range is well over the crossbar from Shukurov. Uzbek Shukurov, another centre midfielder for Uzbekistan. That is gorgeous from Bruno Fernandes, though. That pass is what you call a defence splitting pass, carving his way through the Uzbekistan defence there, and Ronaldo with a wonderfully timed run and beautifully taken finish. Three goals from 3 shots on target from Portugal. That was clinical. They only had 1 shot on target against DR Congo, so they've scored from each of their shots on target at this tournament so far. 4 on target, 4 goals. There'll be one thing more though. Shukurov. Zalarov. Robokov, Relayev. Bit of possession here for Uzbekistan. Every time I say that, Portugal win it back. That's lovely from Cancelo. All on his own there, but he ran into 2. That was Shukurov to win it back. And he plays it back to his goalkeeper. He's barely had a chance in this game to stop Abduvohid Nematov. Could do very little, I have to say, from possibly all 3 goals. Portugal getting a little loose in midfield, but they're not punished for it as they couldn't combine there again, the Uzbekistan attackers. We'll have 6 added minutes at the end of the first half. First half that has been all Portuguese control and all Portuguese threat. Just remember, we will show you at halftime about possible changes to the knockouts, as of course we can predict who would get into the knockout stages based on who has finished where and what their points tallies are, and that will have updated overnight. So we will give you a little bit of another look at that at half-time, as well as recap this first half that has been full of Portuguese pressure. We would have to say that I don't think there'll be much quieter in the second half, I would suspect. Portugal. Chance here for Uzbekistan. Into the midfielder there of Kamrobakov with this shot that was charged down. I think the referee has stopped the game. Is there an offside maybe? That's possibly what it has come down to. Apologies. cross there for João Cancelo. Uzbekistan haven't won any game since late March. They beat Venezuela on penalties. Last win in 90 minutes was against Gabon. 3 days before that, win over Venezuela. They've lost each of the last 3 international games, including their World Cup opener against Colombia. They lost to Canada and the Netherlands in their warm-up games for this World Cup. So what was a positive spell to start the year. It didn't turn up. It didn't turn out that way in the end overall. We've got, of course, DR Congo to come in 4 days' time. And they play, of course, Group K in their final group matches. Of course, both matches kicking off at the same time. That's on the early hours of Sunday morning here in the UK. Sunday the 28th at 12:30 kickoff UK time. DR Congo and Uzbekistan will meet in Atlanta. Colombia and Portugal will play in Miami, so some manoeuvring for all of the teams in this group to do before their next games. The last minute or so of the first half, another cross there from Cancelo, blocked by the near man. Cancelo again whips it across from Neves, trying to lift it in, but too far for Ronaldo, and João Felix beaten to it by Caoimhan, who clears it away. And about a minute remaining of the first half. Portugal 3, Uzbekistan 0 here in Houston. Ronaldo with 2 of the 3 goals for Portugal, Nuno Mendes with the other. That's nice play. João Neves just half yard or so ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo there. Gonna play him in again. On a hat-trick now, remember. Good hold-up play there, and the ball around the outside. It's Cancelo. Ronaldo! Oh! Almost over the line. Fabulous defender. That would have been a class way to score the hat-trick. Flicking it over the goalkeeper. See it again. Really good again. Fabulous play down the right from Portugal. Well timed from João Cancelo. And Ronaldo's about 10 yards offside from the initial moment. But as he swings it across, he's bang on the spot. He just kind of clips it. And as it bounces, he's watching it on the ground, and it's cleared off the line by Kushanov to stop it from going in. And that will end the first half. Ronaldo inches away from a first half hat-trick here in Houston. What a way to respond to the critics who said he was well done and dusted at this level in the World Cup. And certainly the stars of world football are showing their class. And finally Ronaldo has joined the party, and Portugal have too. Half-time here in Houston. It's Portugal 3, Uzbekistan 0. Sure, one last kick. This is gonna be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this, and Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me. That is absolutely unbelievable. Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and battered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible.
All this time, I've been holding on so tight, 'cause all that I do was easy to use. So call my time, but you weren't really mine, just something to do. Thought I never knew. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your eyes. Do you even eyes? Learning do you even learning? Leave now, make your escape. You know the fortune favors the brave. So close, just get away. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your eyes. Do you even do you even I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your eyes. Do you even do you even All this time, I've been holding on so tight, 'cause all that I do was easy to use. So call my time, but you weren't really mine, just something to do. Thought I never knew. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I was easy to use. So call my time, but you weren't really mine, just something to do. Thought I never knew. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your eyes. Do you even burning? Do you even burning? Leave now, make your escape. You know the fortune favors the brave. So close, just get away. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your eyes. Do you even burning? Do you even I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your
Welcome back to World Cup 2026 half-time in Group K. It is Portugal 3, Uzbekistan 0 at the break, 2 for Cristiano Ronaldo and 1 for Nuno Mendes, to see the Portuguese leading by a clear margin at the break. And while that has taken action, let's show you what has happened elsewhere, as you can see there on your screen from overnight. But let's show you what the knockout bracket will look like as it stands in the round of 32. As you can see on the left hand side of your screen, Germany would face Scotland, France would face Sweden, it would be Korea, Switzerland, Netherlands, Morocco, Colombia, Ghana, Spain, Austria, USA, Algeria, Egypt, Czechia, and then on the right hand side of your screen, Brazil, Japan, Ivory Coast, Norway, or Côte d'Ivoire, Norway shall I say, Mexico, Cape Verde, England, DR Congo, Argentina, Uruguay, Australia, Iran, Canada, Belgium, and Portugal, Paraguay would be the updated table. Of course, that would take into consideration that Portugal are currently top of their group. And if they were continually third, as they were at the start of the game, they would have had England as an opponent. But if we quickly change to what is confirmed, there's only still four teams, shall I say, that are confirmed as group winners. Of course, Germany are group winners, so they're certain to be playing on the 29th against the third place team. As are the USA, they will play on July the 1st, as will Mexico. And then Argentina will play on the 3rd of July against the second place team from Group H, which is, of course, Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay's group there. So that is where we are confirmed. But as it stands, it makes it a little bit more exciting, a little bit more entertaining for you. And what way it stands in Group K at the moment is that Portugal are top of the group as it stands. Colombia would be second, and Côte d'Ivoire, technically as it stands, would go through as the best third team, Cote d'Ivoire, wrong country, DR Congo, shall I say, would qualify as the best third as it stands with the current situation around the groups. But remember, they've still to play their second game, as do other teams around the tournament as we conclude match day 2. Now remember, tonight is our last night of match day 2 action, because we will then be heading to our showdowns, our deciders for the groups, and we start tomorrow with Group B. Before that, of course, England take on Ghana tonight at 9 to see if England can be top of their group going into their final group game. But a Ghana side who have already given themselves a bit of a chance after their 1-0 win against Panama. Late winner. Can they upset England and give themselves a massive chance in the group? And as I said, reminder for you that we will have, of course, Game 3 action from the groups starting from tomorrow. And we can tell you that that will be Switzerland against Canada from Group B will be our big feature game, because they're both battling for top spot alongside Bosnia and Herzegovina taking on Qatar in Group B. A very exciting group to look forward to tomorrow as we watch on, and that is at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Of course, at the moment, Group B is a very intriguing group because Bosnia and Qatar could go through as a best third, and it's between Switzerland and Canada for top spot, so it is set up perfectly for tomorrow. But before all of that, we have a second half to worry about here in Houston, where at the moment it has been all Portugal in this one against Uzbekistan. They lead by 3-0. Cristiano Ronaldo with 2 and Nuno Mendes with the other. But I mean, as we look at the Golden Boot race in the World Cup, if we can show you that graphic, it's on the left hand side of your screen. It is Lionel Messi that leads that way. Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland with back-to-back braces from their first 2 games. They're on 4 goals. Dennis Undav and Jonathan David on 3. And then 19 players on 2 goals. Crescentio Somerville, Mikola Yadabal, Araujo, Ueda, Gakpo, Vinicius Jr. Lots of them on 2 goals, so lots. But there is only one man at the top, and that is Lionel Messi with 5 goals from his first 2 matches. Absolutely out of this world sort of numbers. As we're going to see the Uzbekistan players, and there's going to be some changes. We're going to see. Let's just wait and confirm those changes before I tell you, because I couldn't quite see them. But I'll let you know who's come on and who's come off. And Portugal are going to make a change of their own. Nelson Semedo, I can see, is coming on. I would suspect it will be for a fullback. And it would be nice to know if they put the number up on the board. It is João Cancelo. As well, Francisco Conceição come onto the pitch. So both sides making changes at the break. And Nelson Semedo for João Cancelo and Pedro Neto for Francisco Conceição. So a double sub for Portugal and a double sub for Uzbekistan as well. We're going to see Alizonov and Mozgovoy on, and they've replaced Nazruliev and Kamrobikev. Robekov, shall I say, both coming off. So both sides making half-time alterations, and Portugal get us back underway for the second half. First half they made easy work of their opponents. We'll see if those half-time alterations for both teams can bolster or change the outcome of this second half. But as it stands, it will be a majorly tall order for Uzbekistan to get anywhere near back into the game. Never mind, try and get at a point. Could be goal difference that makes the difference in this group. Remember, if Colombia go on to beat DR Congo a little later, it means it will come down to the final game to decide whether they finish 3rd or 4th Uzbekistan. And if they finish 3rd with a win against DR Congo, then they possibly could scrape through as a best 3rd. But goal difference might come into the equation. As I said, at this moment in time, DR Congo would qualify, but obviously that will be updated as it goes. Of course, there are still two teams that are currently in third place in their groups in Panama and DR Congo to play to rank the top 8 third place teams. At the moment, 4 of them are on 3 points. Uruguay, Algeria, Scotland and Sweden all on 3 points from their first 2 group games. And of course, update you right the way through the third group matches to decide who will finish where and in what order. So I'm sure the final group games will have a major switch around in some of the groups. And there's a rocket from range from João Felix. Couldn't keep the shot down though, but worth a go from that sort of range on the half turn. He struck it cleanly with the right foot, right through the ball. Really good strike from João Felix, just over the crossbar. And you kind of feel though, Portugal have got such freedom. They're 3-0 up there, in firm control of this. Maybe that's where they can get caught out with Uzbekistan, if they can string a few passes together, if they just catch Portugal off guard. But as I said, Portugal haven't really got out of first gear too much in this game, if at all, and they lead by 3-0, so it's not like they're playing like vintage Portugal, but they haven't needed to really to this point. It really just comes down to the golf and quality. That's what it's come down to so far in this game. The differences of both sides, player v player, is just incomparable. As I said, this is Uzbekistan's first foray on the world stage at a World Cup. They'd never ever qualified. Of course, they since they've been a nation of their own from the 1990s. Their first qualification was in 1998 when they started the qualification. They won 6 of their 14 qualifying games. Didn't qualify. And actually had only won 10 of their qualifying games out of the 16 they played to get to this World Cup. It was one less than their record of 11, which they did in 2014 and 2018, but was still not enough to see them into those World Cups. Uzbekistan, and of course an expanded World Cup gives them that scope to progress and to show themselves on the world stage for the very first time. One of, as I said, 4 teams doing that in this World Cup. And with Cape Verde, Curaçao and Jordan all making their debuts at a World Cup. I have to say, for a country like Uzbekistan and the smaller countries, it's much more than just a result or a game of football. The likelihood of these countries, it will be only 3 games at this World Cup that they will see their team play. But it's much more than just that. It's that the whole nation comes together. It's the culture. It's the impact that has on the future. That they have the young girls and boys in those countries have those stars to look up to, and they can say, my country, I watch my country make their debut in a World Cup, and I want to be there doing that in years to come. And it's the inspiration to future generations that it provides is just sensational. course, we know the troubled history of Uzbekistan, but as a country, but it's nice to see them in a World Cup along with the likes of Cape Verde and Curaçao, who've made some really big indents on some of the top teams at this tournament. Here they come. It's Faizulayev. Faizulayev trying to score again. Right down the throat of Diogo Costa. Of course, Faizulayev is the first player ever of Uzbekistani heritage to score at a World Cup. First goal for his country at a World Cup, and he tried to make it 2 for him. And that time right down the throat of Diogo Costa. Of course, they're nicknamed the White Wolves. Also, as Asian Italy is another one of their nicknames. Of course, due to the similarity of colours, but also similar tactics. I love that one. Asian Italy is incredible. Free kick here for Portugal. On the left hand side, it's Nuno Mendes. It's quite a distance away, but Mendes deep to the back post. Too much for Ruben Dias, who was alert there around the back. And Shurkov was the only man back there in that sort of range to stop it if it had reached Ruben Dias. You know, they're currently ranked 50th in the world, Uzbekistan. Their best ever rank was in ranked 45th. That was back in 2006, 2007. But the rank has, over the last number of years, continually got better and better. This is as close to their record ranking as they've been since 2006. They've currently been in a very strong position when you think about it on the world stage, but just in this game right now have been outclassed, but they're showing a bit of quality here. Try and break forward. Ball comes out to Faizulayev on this left hand side again. Back square. It's Shukurov trying to angle that one. It will take a deflection. It will be a corner. Well, it's a little better though from Uzbekistan. This will be their first corner of the game. They've only been one previous corner. That was for Portugal in the first half, but this will be their first of the game for Uzbekistan. From that Shukurov shots. It took a deflection. It will be Zhanayev to take the corner. There's our Moroccan referee. Make sure that all is fair in the box. In the tussling. It was Kushanov and Joao Felix that were battling, and then Diaz and Shukurov that also got in each other's way there. So Zhanayev to deliver the corner. Goes short. Karimov back to Zhanayev, but this time unable to get on the end of it. Anyone in white. And now Portugal springing away. Here's Conceição. Has to reverse it back to Nuno Mendes, who switched the course over to this right hand side. Joao Cancelo coming off. Mendes playing right back, and Nelson Semedo playing left back. Ronaldo was clipped there, but I think there's going to be a foul on Nuno Mendes. It's going to be penalised. The referee being shouted at a little bit there by Bruno Fernandes. So the earlier challenge on Ronaldo went unpunished. That didn't appease the Man United midfielder. No, there was nothing in that. As we see it again, I mean, there's nothing in that at all. This one, I don't know if this is in shooting range. Maybe it is. I wouldn't shoot from there, personally, but I'm not Cristiano Ronaldo. I think we'll see the phones out in a moment. There's quite a lot of CR7 shirts in the crowd as he sets the ball down. He did this the last time, though, and caught us all off guard by Nuno Mendes. Took the free kick in the end, but this should be Ronaldo type territory. So, well, this be another lesson of acting from Portugal. It's clipped over the top. Ronaldo made the run in behind, and the keeper just out, keeping it away. He got caught there, Ronaldo, but Nemetov with the stop denied him a hat-trick. Again, another unorthodox free kick. It's thinking outside the box type stuff there from Portugal again. It's Ronaldo just runs right through the middle. No one tracks his run, and Fernandes just flicks it over the top of the defence. And Ronaldo, well onside, just tries to catch it on the way down. Good strike, but well stopped by Nemetov in the Uzbek goal. Wonderful goalkeeping, but fabulous idea from Portugal. I mean, whatever has happened in the last number of days since that game from DR Congo from Portugal 6 days ago, they look transformed. Albeit, yes, we take the opponent into consideration, but the fact that they've even tried things on set pieces, they were just very bland in the first game. Here is Fernandes to take this corner for Portugal. Trying to fizz it across the box, and it's bouncing around and in. I don't know who had the last touch, but Portugal have a fourth. And there's a whole crowd of them surrounding. I don't know if it actually will be credited to Bruno Fernandes or what, but whatever it was class from Fernandes. Fizzed it right across the byline. It went into a myriad of bodies in the middle, and whoever it come off last has the fourth goal for Portugal. But their set pieces in this game, the ideas, have been massively unique. As we see it again, is it Semedo maybe? Is it Ronaldo? No, it's a flick by Felix. Yeah, Felix had the last touch for a Portuguese player, but did he have the last touch overall? No, he didn't. It's a defender, and I couldn't quite see the number on the defender here. Is it Kushanov? I think it might be the goalkeeper actually who had the last final touch before it crossed the line. So Nemetov there, putting into his own net, but inadvertent. 4-0. Actually, I think it's gone down as a Kushanov own goal, but nonetheless, we have an Uzbekistan corner here on this left-hand side. Swung in with the right boot. Diogo Costa was in a bit of a muddle here. Didn't quite get it away the first time or the second. Well, bounced down in the shot. Charged down to the edge of the box by Joao Felix. Swung right round the outside. Chanayev with the cross. Not cleared away as couldn't take the most of it there. Shamurodov. And now they're away here. Portugal again. It's Ronaldo springing out to the right hand side. Holds it towards Nuno Mendes, but Faizolayev was there to stop it in its tracks. Well, I think they've handed the own goal to Kushanov. So, nonetheless, it's an own goal for Portugal for their fourth. Puts this game beyond any reasonable doubt. If it wasn't already, but it certainly is now. That's what I mean about goal difference, because if it comes down to the final game, and for example, let's just say for argument's sake that Colombia and DR Congo draw tonight, then it would mean that Portugal would only need a draw to finish top of the group because of their superior goal difference, and also Uzbekistan would have to win by a 4-goal swing to finish third, and even that might not be enough to see them into the knockout stages. So goal difference could play a part. Of course, head-to-head is the most important in this group stages. That's why there's been a lot of confusion as to whether to what the kind of outcomes have been of this World Cup in terms of why some teams were eliminated when they were. Is Portugal going to make another change here? Francisco Trincao has replaced Joao Felix on the left hand side of the attack. Felix off and Trincao on for Portugal. Joao Neves to Conceição. Conceição dribbling towards the box, back to Joao Neves. Good, calm, collected football from Portugal here. Swift, sharp passing. Dias. Fernandez clipped there a little bit, but plays on. Vega. Semedo back to Renato Vega. And we'll just find it back to Ruben Dias. Portugal side who continued to dominate the game, but it's been a little bit more even in terms of the attacking front in the second half. Here is Conceição clipping it across there. Surely going to try and target Ronaldo to try and get him that hat-trick. That will be the idea, I'm sure. Conceição again. Beats his man 1v1. Carried a little bit wide, but he will take it in. Round about the byline. Back he comes, Conceição. To Vitinha. Conceição again, round the outside. Can Vitinha get something to it? No. That's cleared away by Uzbekistan once again. Real difficulty so far for Uzbekistan right the way throughout the game. Andy says, just in, hi, have Portugal impressed, or is it just they've been playing, who they've been playing haven't been strong enough? I think it's a mix of both. I think Portugal have played a lot better than they did against DR Congo. They just look sharper, quicker, more decisive in their play. They were a little bit unsure in the first game. They didn't have the energy, that the invention or the runners. None of it really clicked in the first game, where everything has clicked for them, and combined with that, they've played against the side who No disrespect, as I said before, to Uzbekistan, who've done a pretty good job at times, but it's just the ultimate golf and quality that's made the difference in this one. And but again, I wouldn't be screaming from the rooftops that Portugal are the favourites to win the tournament off the back of this result, but they'd be a lot more pleased with this one than they would have been, obviously, with the first game that ended in a draw, of course. Performance-wise as well as the scoreline. Sight for a goal kick there from Zhanayev, who thought he'd scored for Uzbekistan in that first half, if you remember. Well, that bullet into the top left corner, but ruled out for a foul in the build-up. Of course, heads towards the hydration break very shortly. Of course, fascinatingly, we did have a game yesterday without a hydration break in the second half. Of course, France against Iraq didn't have a second half hydration break. They had enough hydration from the rain stoppage, and that probably played its part in not having a hydration break in the second half of that game. So, Ronaldo Vega with a bit of a poor challenge there. It's going to be a yellow card and a free kick to Uzbekistan here. Zhanayev held off by Ronaldo Vega there. A reminder for you, England against Ghana is the 9 o'clock game from Boston. England, of course, won their first group game against quite dramatic fashion against Croatia, and what was a thriller. And by 4-2, and Thomas Tuchel's side looking to go back-to-back wins at the start of the tournament. They face a Ghana side who are also looking to do such thing of winning their first 2 matches at the tournament. A reminder, that game 9 o'clock on LFS. It's almost a sea of red around NRG Stadium here in Houston. A mammoth of a stadium. It's absolutely monumentous, but of course this stadium, one of a number of stadiums that are air conditioned, and the conditions are much more favourable for balancing things out for the European sides, although the Portuguese will be very used to the heat. 33 degrees outside in the Houston air, but inside NRG Stadium much cooler, comfortable. And Portugal have looked cool and comfortable right the way throughout this game, and that man Cristiano Ronaldo, well, it's crazy that after so many years he still has doubters. They made their voices heard after that opening game, but as I said in the first half, they will have find their cubby holes again and head for another while, because he has silenced them from this match. 2 wonderfully taken goals, and the next 20 minutes in his mind will be all about trying to find that hat-trick. He will for Uzbekistan. The best outcome here is just to see this finish 4-0. As I said already, they can't afford to find themselves any further behind, but of course in their debut tournament, even being here is an achievement in and of itself for this country. Somebody says they came to see the GOAT. Well, you're about 24 hours too late to see the GOAT. He was playing yesterday. I tease. Again, what a World Cup we've been absolutely offered. I mean, Haaland, Mbappe, Messi, Ronaldo, all showing up at this World Cup. Harry Kane. Certainly the top strikers and attackers in world football are producing again on the world stage, and it has been so enjoyable to watch so far. Looking forward to what will be probably the game of the third matches of the groups. France against Norway, Haaland against Mbappe, to decide who wins Group I, of course. That'll be a really tasty one to look forward to later in the week. That's actually on Friday night. We'll have that one. France against Norway and Senegal, Iraq in Group I. And of course, we'll again conclude our group roundups with England against Panama and Croatia, Ghana from Group L on Saturday night, before we get the knockout stages underway on Sunday. How has that come about? Here come Portugal, and Ronaldo directing it wide. Again, the ball from the wide area from Nuno Mendes, and the cut back to Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, wonderful from Nuno Mendes, just a nip in to win it back. Good pass there from, I think that was Trincao, it was, and laid back out wide to Nuno Mendes. He cut it back for Ronaldo, who just directed it wide. As Faizulayev is off and Sergeyev is on. Oh, keeper was closed down. Ronaldo plucks it from the air. Ronaldo! Good save by Nematov again. He is denying CR7 this hat-trick. Fernandez. Trincao kind of caught there as he tried to take a second touch, and they spring on a counter here. Uzbekistan. There's a bit of a push in the back. He's going to see Portugal get the free kick there. Nelson Semedo brought down. See it again. Nematov tries to clear it. Ronaldo closes it down as he plucks it from the air and then struck it on the half volley. Fierceness of that shot. Good stop by Nematov. And they're back on the front foot again, Portugal. They want more. There's still 16 minutes and more to find. More goals. Semedo. Neves. Conceição. Back to Diaz. Now Vitinha. Veiga. Diaz. Semedo. To Conceição. Going to take on his man, Francisco Conceição. Tracked all the way as he does feed it back to Nelson Semedo. And that's quickly retrieved. Well, it looks like they're readying another change here, Portugal. I think it might be Rafael Leao. Is it possibly that's the one that... Or is it Bernardo Silva? Couldn't quite say if it was 17 or 10, but nonetheless, they will make a change in a moment here, Portugal. Well, I wouldn't want to be anyone saying that Ronaldo would come off here, because he's determined to get that hat-trick, and it is Bernardo Silva. He's replaced João Neves. Should swap in midfield. The team news has dropped from the later game between England and Ghana. We'll tell you the team news from that very shortly, because some interesting choices again from Thomas Tuchel. After his decisions from the first game massively paid off from Noni Madueke, the shock starter. But what I can tell you, there has been a change to the defence of England, and I'll tell you about that in a very short moment, because Portugal Trying to squeeze through there. Well, I'll tell you about it now. Jordan Pickford is in goal. No surprise there. Reece James continues at right back, as does Ezri Konsa at right centre back. Mark Guehi, though, does come in ahead of John Stones. And Jed Spence starts at left back for England. Of course, Nico O'Reilly started the game against Croatia at left back, so he's been dropped for Jed Spence, who come on in that game. Rice and Anderson continue in midfield, Bellingham in the 10, Gordon and Madueke the wingers, and Harry Kane is the centre forward. So changes in defence for England. Guehi and Spence are in, Stones and Nico O'Reilly are out, both on the bench. Conceição. What I can tell you about Ghana, some key interesting players starting in that game, including their front three, which looks venomously dangerous. Inaki Williams off the right hand side, Antoine Semenyo off the left, and Jordan Ayew, the captain, through the middle, as is Thomas Partey in midfield, and their goalkeeper as well, Benjamin Asare, of course, will be one to watch. He might have quite a few shots to try and save. Of course, Carlos Queiroz, the Ghanaian head coach, or the Ghana head coach. Of course, he's a Portuguese. 73 years old, Carlos Queiroz, and Thomas Tuchel, of course, the England head coach. That game reminder for you is at 9 o'clock tonight to see if either one of these two can continue their winning start to the tournament. And that is in Boston, 9 p.m. As it stands, if Portugal do, based on the knockouts, because I want to go back to this whole knockout bracket situation. So if Portugal, for, as I said earlier on, argument's sake, if they were to progress as group winners and everything else stays as it is, they would play Paraguay in the round of 32. Then it would either be Canada or Belgium in the round of 16. Then Argentina could be a possible opponent for the quarter-finals if they get that far. And then, of course, you're talking maybe England, Brazil, possibly, if they get all the way to the semi-finals. And then you're talking in a final, if they get that far, your Spains, your Frances, your Netherlands, Morocco, Germany, etc., all on the other side of the draw. So, in terms of that, there is some favourable draws you can get for Portugal, but also some unfavourable ones. And if they do finish top of the group, as Argentina have, shall I say, then there is a possibility that if both keep progressing, they would meet in the quarter-finals, both Argentina and Portugal. But, interesting. Of course, if really need to worry about Uzbekistan at this moment, but if they, for argument's sake again, took the place of DR Congo in third, and it all finished the way it has elsewhere, then they would face England in the round of 32. That's the way that would stand if England were to top their group as well. Lots of hypotheticals. Nothing hypothetical about the fact that Portugal are going to win this game. Their first win of this World Cup. And a much needed victory to just settle any sort of lingering nerves that Portugal could be one of the big teams to maybe underperform at this tournament. Of course, this will be their first World Cup win since the round of 16, where they won 6-1 against Switzerland. The first group win since match day 2 of the last World Cup, when they beat Uruguay 2-0 after a 3-2 win over Ghana in Group H in Qatar. In terms of their record, Portugal at World Cups, their best performance came back in 2006, certainly of this century. In 2006 when they finished 4th. Their best ever performance was back in 1966 when they finished 3rd in the tournament. That was ultimately their first ever tournament and their best ever performance back in 1966. They had only qualified twice before 2002 Portugal in a World Cup, 1966 and 1986. And they've only reached the knockouts, shall I say, in 4. It was a little bit of confusion there. 4 of the last 7 World Cups. And 4 of the last 6 as well. Only failing to reach past the groups in 2002 and 2014, where they failed to win more than 1 game at both tournaments. Rafael Leao is going to be another substitution oncoming here for Portugal. I think he's going to replace Vitinha. Applause there as Vitinha departs. And Rafael Leao takes his place. Of course, they finished top of their group back in 2022 in Qatar. Portugal, 2 wins and a defeat from their 3 group games. They actually lost their final group game against South Korea. That secured South Korea's place in the knockouts. Portugal were already confirmed top spot by that point, though. Swung into the box here. That's cleared away. They won't be guaranteed top spot no matter what happens in this game, because Colombia would be at least within a point of them, even if they lose to DR Congo, and would still have to play Portugal. So no matter what happens today, they will have to fight for top spot in that 3rd game, Portugal. With 7 minutes or so to go, they are cruising, and there's Leao, first involvement, bricking towards the box. Lovely little jink away from his man, but as he got into space, because the heavy touch let him down. Here's Semedo, Conceição, trying to create the space. Back to Fernandez, who shot from range. Well saved by Nematov again to clear. Good strike though from Fernandez. Well won back by Nuno Mendes. Wide to Leao. Ticks on his man, skips away from him, cuts it back a little behind Ronaldo. It was well marked, and as he tried to fight for a back, it's going to be an Uzbekistan throw-in for from the Ronaldo challenge. We see this from Fernandez. Pile driver of an effort towards that bottom left corner. Good save by Nematov in the Uzbekistan goal. We will be displeased to hear that I think there's been a correction again for the own goal. That I think it has been handed to Nematov after it was initially given to Kushanov. I think he is going to be the one discredited, or credited, whatever way you want to look at it, for the own goal that led to the 4th for Portugal. He's made 4 saves in this game and still conceded 4 goals. Abdul Vohid Nematov. However, all those saves to his right hand side, which doesn't mean anything because he's conceded 2 goals either side of him, so there's a weaker or a stronger side quite inherently. That's lovely from Portugal to work out of that press. Francisco Conceição trying to cut back inside. Well, stopped by Shukurov. Obviously, Cristiano now is Portugal's all-time top scorer at a World Cup. The man who had the record, Eusebio, scored all 9 of his World Cup goals in one competition, in one tournament in 1966. But all of Cristiano Ronaldo's goals, 6 different World Cups, 1 in 2006, 1 in 2010, 1 in 2014, 4 in 2018, 1 in 2022, and now 2 in 2026. But could it be another? Here's Leao! He rockets it in! Fabulous goal from Rafael Leao. And that makes it 5. And with aplomb, Portugal will take the 3 points. With ease, with comfort, with control. 5-0. And that might be one of the best of them from Rafael Leao. Couldn't be any further into the top corner if he tried it. Beautiful finish. But again, the gaping holes in the defence of Uzbekistan once again punished. Yeah, it's Semedo that whips it across. It's the defender that actually plays it back into the path of the late runner in Rafael Leao. Strode onto it well and just spun it into the top corner. Such a great connection. Such a great finish. Portugal 5, Uzbekistan 0. And I think that's the most that Roberto Martinez has celebrated of any of the goals. That's the type of performance and result that Portugal needed out of this game. After their disappointing draw with DR Congo, they needed a thumping win. Just to restore the hope and belief that Portugal aren't going to flop at this tournament. It isn't going to be a missed opportunity in what looks to be and might be Cristiano Ronaldo's last go at crack of the whip, as we say. They're still 5th favourites, Portugal. They're 10-1 to be the winners. Argentina, England, Spain and France are the 4 teams, according to the bookmakers, more likely to win the World Cup than Portugal. Rafael Leao adds to his tally, which is now to 3. He goes past 4 other players that were on 2 goals at a World Cup for Portugal. He joins the list of Jose Augusto, Jose Torres and Gonçalo Ramos for goals in terms of 3 goals at a World Cup for Portugal. He's now within touching distance of Pauleta, who has 4. Only his 2nd World Cup for Rafael Leao. And his first meaningful minutes at this World Cup. Turns it into a goal. All the focus though has been on trying to get Ronaldo that hat-trick. They've scored 2 goals since. He added the 2nd on his tally, the 3rd of Portugal's, and haven't been able to find him again. He hasn't been able to convert again. They found him a couple of times, but the goalkeeper has got in his way. Might be pushing for a consolation here. Uzbekistan got forward to the edge of the 18-yard box. There's Shmurdov. Wide it goes. Shmurdov again. There's Ronaldo trying to pound some what was a bit of a lackadaisical touch there from Kushanov. In the end, though, they do recover. Uzbekistan, 5 added minutes at the end of the 90. Well, they've had 9 shots on target, Portugal. 16 shots, an XG of 2.36. Almost 70% of the possession. 90% passing accuracy. I mean, it's a dominant display. They've also missed 5 big chances in the game, which is incredible. They created 7 big chances and they missed 5 of them. So if they took all their big chances, they could be in double figures. Wonderful. That is a complete transformation from the first game, where all the talk was about how hapless they looked in the final third, how ineffective and ill-threatening they looked. They had only 1 shot on target from 7 shots in the first game and didn't create a big chance against DR Congo. Despite all the possession, there was no threat on the end of it. That was one of the biggest criticisms for Portugal in that game, that when they took the lead early, they didn't use it and keep the pressure on DR Congo. They allowed the game to drift and ended up paying the price ultimately for that. Today they haven't been standoffish by any stretch. That's a wonderful switch ball. Leao, 2 in his way, and this time he will get the foul. Rafael Leao. Reminder for you, England against Ghana is our final game of the single match day action. Of course, before we head to group deciders from tomorrow, in terms of the groups that we'll keep an eye on, and we'll let you know about those as the week goes on. But Group B is our first focus tomorrow. Oh, chance there for Trincao. Just hit at the outside of the post. 2 minutes to go. And you gotta wonder, is that hat-trick coming? Will they get one more chance to maybe provide the opportunity? Or is that ship sailed? Well, the many in support of Portugal, maybe more specifically Cristiano Ronaldo, in this stadium. I mean, noisy since the early moments when Ronaldo put into the net after 6 minutes and got Portugal off the mark early. No launch there from the throw-in. Semedo, they're still pushing up for another one. Still a minute or so to go. As Fernandez is just going to recycle back to Diaz. Fernandez again. Clip ball around the outside. Conceição, he's got Ronaldo in the middle. Conceição trying to cut back. It was Semedo in the middle. Ronaldo trying to chase down, and in the end gives away a foul. That's going to maybe see the end of the game and the last chance for Ronaldo to try and get something out of that. But no doubt about it, Portugal streets ahead, all over the field, and deservedly going to win this by such comfort, such ease. But they might have one last gasp and hope. Ronaldo struck it wide. It's just not going to be his day for the hat-trick. I mean, how many chances have he had around goal since he scored those 2 in the first half? And he's not been able to convert the third. There is the final whistle. That was one last chance for him. Just a little much on it. But Cristiano Ronaldo announces himself at the tournament again, as if he ever needed to. 2 for him on the day. 5 for Portugal. Nuno Mendes, an own goal from Nematov, and Rafael Leao also on the score sheet in what was a commanding victory for Portugal here in Houston. A win that they needed, a performance that they needed after their disappointing opener. But Uzbekistan on the verge of elimination from this tournament. They will still have a game to go against DR Congo in a few days' time. And who knows, if Colombia beat DR Congo tonight, there might be slim hopes of Uzbekistan getting a win on the final game. Nonetheless, though, their debut tournament has seen another disappointing result. Final score here in Houston, it's finished Portugal 5, Uzbekistan 0. And that is our first result of 2 games that we are watching this evening. Next up, England take on Ghana in Group L in our final match of the individual games. That's a 9 o'clock kickoff from Group L. Do we see who can continue their winning start, either England or Ghana, from Group L. And then tomorrow we kick off the group deciders, as I said. Group B is our focus tomorrow, as one of the co-hosts are in action looking to win the group after they got their first win of the World Cup in their last game, 6-0 over Qatar. Can they bounce off that and find another victory to claim a top spot in the group against the Swiss side, who made themselves alerted themselves to Bosnia and Herzegovina and destroyed the European side in their match. So those two will play, and Bosnia and Qatar will play as well at the same time. There could be still a best third spot for one of those two teams on the cards as well. It is all kicking off Vancouver for that game between Switzerland and Canada tomorrow. But for now, it is CR7 on the score sheet, and all the big stars showing up now at this World Cup. Portugal with a thumping 5-star victory, and ultimately Uzbekistan on the verge of elimination, but not just yet. Portugal still work to do if they want to win the group. Thanks for your company. Bye bye.